everyone, welcome back. We're going to go through today's strength. It's going to involve a half kneeling press. Alright, so you're going to need one dumbbell that you could overhead press with one arm, so not too heavy, and we're going to get in a half kneeling position. So you're going to have one knee on the ground. Basically it's going to look like a lunge. Other leg up, and we were looking for 90 degrees, alright? So 90 degrees in this front leg, keeping the shin vertical to the ground, and then back leg is going to be 90. You also want to make sure that your hips are square. You're not just pushing this knee down and you have this hip up. You want to pull everything in and make sure those hips are level and even. You're going to squeeze this butt cheek so that there's a straight line from the head all the way down to the knee. And if your hips are square, chances are your shoulders are going to be square too. But you get in a half kneeling position. So again, squeeze that glute, tuck that tailbone in, belly tight, and then from here, you're gonna press straight up overhead for 8 to 12 reps. After 8 to 12 reps, you're going to take a 30 to 45 second rest, and then you're going to switch to the other side. So when you're doing these half kneeling positions, we're going opposite arm with the knee that's up. So if my left knee is up here, that means I'm going to be pressing with my right arm. Okay, so again, belly tight, straight line from the head to the knee, and you also want this back foot on the ground. So don't be bringing the toe on the ground, driving off the toe. That's going to create more stability. You want to create stability through the glute by squeezing that glute, hip square, belly tight. So we're really working the core here, right? So that's what we want in this half kneeling press position, just challenging that core more so than worried about how much weight you could press overhead. If we're looking for that, we would do just the regular dumbbell press, lateral raises, stuff like that. So that half kneeling position, really stabilizing the core and targeting that area. All right, so make sure you're getting in a good position. Take an extra second or two to make sure that you're set up well before you press that weight overhead.
All right, so the other movement you're going to be working on is a handstand push-up negative. So you're going to kick up against the wall, and then you're going to do a 5-second negative into that handstand push-up. Okay, so the focus here is not pushing yourself up into a handstand, but it is controlling yourself down through the full range of motion. So we're going to take 5 slow seconds going all the way down. Once your head touches the ground, you're going to kick off, and then you're going to take a rest, all right? Minimum 5 seconds, but if you want to take 30 seconds, a minute, that's totally fine too. So we're going to do 5 to 10 of these, and make sure every time you kick off the wall, you take a little break. Like I said, minimum of 5 seconds. So don't kick back up. Don't try to push yourself up. All we're doing is the negative. So you start off the wall, you kick up, and then we're going to go 5-second descent. So first start, you're stacked, your belly's tight, and then you're going to 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, off. Okay. And then I'm not going to rush into my next rep. I'm going to take a little rest. All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing. So some key points I want to touch up on in the handstand is when you kick up, you want to be pushing your head through, and as you go down to touch your head to the ground, your hand should actually start to, or your head should actually start to go behind the hands. So if you imagine a strict press, okay, when you do a strict press, that bar starts at your shoulders in front of you, and then as you press up, you bring your head through and you stack the bar over your shoulders, all right? So if I were upside down in this handstand position, this is what I want it to look like. And then as I come down, I don't bring the bar behind me, all right? So my hand shouldn't be behind my head. I want to start to bring the hands slightly in front of my head. So do we see exactly that motion. It's not straight down and up in the middle of my head that I go up and down. Okay, it actually comes slightly forward. So if I were upside down, okay, my head is slightly in front of my hands when I finish that movement. So stack everything first. All right, and as I bring myself down, my head should end up slightly in front of the hands. So these are signals. You're not stringing them together. Make sure you come off the ball, reset, and then at least, like I said, minimum of 5 seconds rest before you kick up into that next rep, right? Now, keep in mind 5 seconds, like I counted, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, and at that point, when you finish saying 1,000 is when your head should be touching, not when you say 5 and then your head touches 1,000. So we want that full range of motion being slow and controlled, and not just your 5 seconds or whatever you assume 5 seconds is. Make sure you count that out. You might want to try looking at a clock and pretending like maybe going into a push-up or something to see exactly how long that 5 seconds is, because many times when we do this through class, people make up their own, and they also think that, you know, doing more is better. So they're doing a 1 second descent and they're kicking back up and stringing these together and going like, wow, look at that, I could do 10, and you're not really actually doing the purpose of the movement. So make sure you get the purpose of the movement. Don't worry about how fast you're doing these, how many you could string together. It's about doing one really well and then resting and doing the next one exactly the same really well. For the Metcon, you're going to go through an 8-minute AMRAP of 10 dumbbell deadlifts, 10 push press, 10 dumbbell deadlifts, and then 10 mountain climbers on each side. So the dumbbell deadlifts, ideally you have 2 dumbbells. You don't necessarily need to start your hands dumbbells flat all the way on the ground. You can tilt those dumbbell heads so you're starting at a closer position if you did have a barbell in your hands. So the barbell doesn't sit flush against the floor, so you could bring it to about mid-shin, and if you tilt the dumbbell heads, you're starting at about the same height. With the 2 dumbbells, you're going to need a more narrow stance, just like the suitcase deadlifts. And then you're going to keep that back flat, hinge by pushing your hips back, keeping the shins vertical to the ground. You're going to push into the ground, squeeze your glutes, stand up all the way. All right, so you're going to do that 10 times, touch, push, 10, and then we're going to go into 10 dumbbell push press. So you're going to clean those dumbbells to your shoulders, and then you're going to dip once. You might have to reset your feet. Dip once, drive that bar or drive the dumbbells using the power from your hips 10 times. We're going to go back into those dumbbell deadlifts 10 times, back nice and flat, push into the ground, squeeze, stand up, stacking your shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. All right, so after 10 of those, you can put the dumbbells down, and then you're going to go into mountain climbers. So you're going to get into a plank position. Staying light on the balls of the feet, you're gonna drive the foot next to the hand, knee next to the shoulder, and then you're gonna jump and alternate legs. So I don't need to necessarily see a big jump where your hips come high. You wanna keep those hips low, move quick, driving the knees up, staying light on the balls of the feet. So it's gonna be 10 on each side, and so you're looking at 20 total there. All right, so you're gonna continue moving through those movements for 8 minutes, getting as many rounds and reps as you can. After that, we're gonna finish off with a little cash out, and we're gonna do some shoulder strengthening exercises. We're gonna go 5 to 10 reps of the shoulder IYT. I've explained in detail in the previous videos, so if you aren't quite sure what those are, then definitely look at some of those previous videos. But basically, you're lying face down, making an I with your hands, Y, and then a T. Always make sure those shoulders stay away from the ears, and you're using those shoulder blades to pinch together to bring those hands back. All right, so we got the IYTs, and then we're gonna go into a minute of reverse floor angels. So because a lot of these movements are or basically all these movements are involving you face down, you might want to be prepared and have a little t-shirt rolled up, a towel, just so you're not pressing your face into the ground. So just having a little something on your forehead will keep your face off the ground. And for those reverse floor angels, you're gonna do this for a minute, but squeezing your glutes, keeping that belly tight. You're gonna have your arms straight, and you're going to pinch your shoulder blades so that your hands are even off the ground, just a few inches, and keeping that few inches off the ground, you're going to bring the hands up and down. Now don't have your head up like I am, I'm just doing this so you could hear me better, but really it should look like just moving slow and controlled through that full minute, and then you're gonna repeat that for 2 to 3 sets. Taking small rests in between those movements, or as much as you need. All right, so that's your workout today. Lots of shoulder stuff. We had a long workout on Monday, so we're kind of going a little bit shorter, focusing more on strength, stability, rather than lots of reps and breaking lots of sweat. All right, so hope you enjoyed, hope you found that video helpful, and we'll see you again tomorrow.